Subject pronouns are an important part of speech. In English, subject pronouns are I, you, he, she, we, you all, and they. In Spanish, we have more or less the same subject pronouns. We'll talk about some differences that exist and some similarities. Notice the way I have these subject pronouns laid out. On the left of this line I have singular subject pronouns, and on the right I have plural subject pronouns. Also, we could divide them three ways. Vertically, on the top row here I have first person subject pronouns, on the second row I have second person subject pronouns, and on the third row I have third person subject pronouns. Keep those English subject pronouns in mind as we take a look at the Spanish subject pronouns. We're going to make a similar chart to put them on. And we'll start on the singular side of the chart. The word for I is yo. And I'll go ahead and write I in parentheses here. The word for you is tu, T-U with an accent mark on the U. The word for he is el, E-L with an accent mark on the E. The word for she is ella, E-L-L-A. The word for we is nosotros. The word for you all is vosotros. And the word for they is ellos. Now that's enough to get us started, but we're going to have to take a closer look at several of these because they're not perfect parallels. We're going to have to talk about some important distinctions that have to be made, some important things to keep in mind. First, we need to talk about you and you all. These are both what we call the familiar or the informal you. This is what you would use with friends, with your siblings, with other people that you're on a very personal level with, or people who are younger than you are, children, and so forth. Also, we need to note that vosotros does in fact mean you all for a group of close friends or younger people or whatever, but only in Spain. The word that is used elsewhere is ustedes. And I'm going to write it down here at the bottom of our chart, even though it also means you all. Now in Spain they use ustedes, but it's just if you're talking to a group that you would address in a formal setting. So for instance, maybe your teachers, maybe a group of doctors, or people like that. Everywhere else though, in Mexico and South America, throughout all of Latin America, ustedes is the only way to say you all. Again, looking at tu, like I said, tu is used to talk to your friends, to children, to your peers, and so forth. But if you need to address someone as you, and it's an adult, for instance, or your boss, or somebody that you're not on such a personal level with, you have to use the word usted. U-S-T-E-D. It means you, but that's what we call the formal you. A good rule of thumb for when to use usted instead of tu is anyone you would address as sir or ma'am in English, you would probably call usted in Spanish. You'll find out later that usted and ustedes, even though they are second person, always come in the third person row on our chart here. You'll learn more about that later. The one other thing that we need to mention is that nosotros and ellos each have a feminine form. So if everyone in the group is a female, then we would say nosotras or ellas. We change the O to an A. The same goes for vosotros. If everyone in the group that you're addressing is female, it would be vosotras. But again, that would only be in Spain. These are the subject pronouns. They're very important. They get used all the time.